This video is to describe and teach you how to use the Pythagorean Theorem. The Pythagorean Theorem is what we use to find the sides of a right triangle. So let's take a look at this model here first of all. So in a right triangle, the square of the length of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the lengths of the legs. Now, in order for that to make sense, you need to understand what sides are called our legs and what side is our hypotenuse. So if we take a look here on this model, our legs are the sides that create the right angle in a triangle. So I'm going to make a little note under a squared that this is a leg, and B is always going to be a leg, and then C is always going to be what we call the hypotenuse. And the hypotenuse is going to be the longest side of the right triangle. Matter of fact, I'm going to take this and I'm going to write this a different way to kind of help this make a little bit better sense here. I'm going to put the hypotenuse in red. Okay, so let's trace these. So my legs are what I'm tracing in purple here. Again, they're the sides that create the right angle. And my hypotenuse is the longest side, and it is directly across from the right angle. So if you look here, I'm going to draw an arrow. It's directly across from the right angle. So we can count the length of a straight side. So let's take a look at, I'm going to go ahead and label this side A. This leg is going to be B. And then we're going to put C is the hypotenuse. So we can count the length of a straight side. So if we count the squares here, you're going to see that this length of this side is 3. This leg down here is 4, which then means that my hypotenuse should end up being 5. And I will explain to you why here in just a second. So we're going to plug our numbers in and see how this works. So our A, we said, was 3. So we're going to plug it into this formula here. This is the formula I'm following right here. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So we should have 3 squared plus 4 squared equals C squared, which we said was 5 squared. Now we're going to solve this. So 3 squared gives us 9. 4 squared gives us 16. 5 squared gives us 25. So if this is a true right triangle, then the sum of the two legs should give us the length of the hypotenuse. So when we take 9 plus 16, we're going to get 25. So you will see that this is a true right triangle. Okay, so again, I'm going to go ahead and put, so the area of this square was 9 because we did 3 squared. The area of this one was 16 because we did 4 squared, which means that the area of the hypotenuse up here would have been 25. Now, one other thing that I do want to mention is that a Pythagorean triple is when you have a set of 3 positive integers. So your legs, A and B, and your hypotenuse, C, if they're all positive integers, remember integers are a set of whole numbers, okay? So if they satisfy that Pythagorean theorem, it's called a Pythagorean theorem triple. Again, they have to be positive integers, so they cannot be decimals. Okay, I'm going to do an example of each type. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start out with example A up here. So the very first thing that I want you to do when you're completing this is I want you to label your sides. So we're going to write our formula up here, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Remember that the legs are always a and b, c is always the hypotenuse. Now remember that we said that the hypotenuse is always directly across from your right angle. So if this is the right angle of this triangle, if I go directly across, this is the hypotenuse, the longest side of the right triangle. Now I can label my other sides, which are the legs, and it does not matter whether you label which one you label A or B due to the commutative property. So I'm going to put this as A and this is B. So now I'm just going to plug my numbers in. So I said A says the side length is 7, so we're going to say 7 squared plus B, which is 24 squared, equals C squared. So now we're just going to continue to follow this formula. So 7 squared gives us 49. 24 squared is 576. So equals C squared. Now I'm going to simplify this. If I add 49 plus 576, that's going to give me 625 equals C squared. Now remember that the opposite of squaring a number is taking the square root. So the very last step that we have to do is we have to take the square root of 625 and C squared. So on your calculator, remember the square root button is on the same key as the square button, the x squared button, but you have to press your second button first. So if we put in the square root of 625, we're going to get 25, and the square root of C squared is C. So you just found out that the hypotenuse is 25 units long. Now let's talk about why that makes sense. Remember that I said earlier in this video that your hypotenuse is your longest side. So if I look at the legs, I have lengths of 7 and 24. So ask yourself, does it make sense that my hypotenuse would be 25 units long? And it does, because it is longer than either one of the legs. Okay, so now if we go down here to the bottom, I'm going to do one where we're actually having to find a leg this time. Okay, so again, I'm going to write my formula down. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I'm going to leave b for you to check. But I will tell you that when you do this one, that you should get about 8.6. Okay, so make sure you go and do b and make sure that you're getting about 8.6. All right, so I'm going to come down here to c. And I'm going to identify my sides first of all. So again, I want to identify my hypotenuse first. So my hypotenuse is directly across from this right angle. So this would be side C. And again, it doesn't matter whether I put which legs I put A or B on, as long as A and B are always on the legs. So now I'm going to fill in my numbers. So A is 10. So I'm going to fill it out as 10 squared plus B, I don't have B, so I'm going to write B squared, but I do have C, and it's 20, so I'm going to write it as 20 squared. So now I'm just going to keep on solving. So 10 squared, we know is 100, plus B squared, and then 20 squared gives us 400. Now think back to when we've done equations. Okay, if you like to draw that Tower of Awesome that we've learned, that's fine. So let's go to the side with the b squared. Think about, what's my constant? What do I have to get rid of first? Remember, constant is the one that's by itself, so that'd be 100. So I'm going to subtract because it's the inverse, so the opposite operation. My hundreds cancel out, leaving me with b squared equals 400 minus 100 gives me 300. And just like in the last problem we did, the very last step that you do is take the square root because it is the opposite of squaring. So the square root of b squared is b. And if you put in the square root of 300 into your calculator, you're going to get about 17 32 units. Now, if I come up here and I write that, and I say 17.32 is the length of this leg. Again, I want to stop and I want to make sure that that makes sense. So remember, my hypotenuse, side C, is your longest side, which is 20. So we want to ask ourselves, is this leg length that we got, is it shorter than the hypotenuse? And it is. So you have a reasonable answer. Now, on D, I'm going to let you do this one by yourself, but I will go ahead and tell you that, okay, if we label this, you are finding a leg. So let's say 13 is C. Let's call 5A and let's call this side B. So when you do this, you should end up getting that B is equal to 12. Okay, so make sure that you do that and make sure that you're getting that B is equal to 12. Okay, the last thing that I want to talk about is the converse of the Pythagorean theorem. This is a fancy word for just proving that a right triangle is actually a right triangle. Okay, so let's take a look here. It says the converse of the Pythagorean theorem states that if the square of the length of the longest side of a triangle is equal to the sum of the squares of the lengths of the two sides, which are the legs, then the triangle is a right triangle. So what I'd like you to write in this square are the words if a squared plus b squared equals c squared, then it's a right triangle. All right, so we're going to do a couple of these. So let's go up to A here. Notice that on A that I give you all three of the sides. So you're probably like, well, Miss Landry, why are we having to do this then? Because we've got all the sides. Well, because you actually have to prove that these are lengths of sides of a right triangle. So let's identify where that right angle is, which would be right here. So if I go directly across from it, ask yourself, what are we going to label that side? If you said C, you would be correct. Also, when you look at it, we know that's C because that's the longest side. So we want to make sure that that is C. Again, it doesn't matter for your legs which one is A and which one is B. So let's go ahead and let's set this up. We know that the converse of the Pythagorean theorem says that if a squared plus b squared equals c squared, then it should be a right triangle. So let's plug our numbers in. So A, we're saying is 8, so we're going to put 8 squared. B squared, we're going to put 15 in. And your c squared is 17 squared. Okay, now we're going to solve underneath that because, again, we want to prove that that is a right triangle. Okay, so when we do 8 squared, that's going to give us 64. When we do 15 squared, that gives us 225. And then 17 squared gives us 289. Now, keep in mind that this is an equal sign. So when I add the sum of these legs up, I should get 289 if this is a right triangle. So if I take 64 plus 225, you're going to get, guess what? 289. So then you just confirmed that side lengths 8, 15, and 17 represent a true right triangle. So yes, this first one, A, is a right triangle. Okay, so I want you to check B on your own. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to do C with you, and then again you'll do D on your own. So I want to look at the sides. Let's identify the right angle, which is right here. The side directly across from it is the longest side, my hypotenuse, so this is going to be C. And again, I can label A and B, whichever one I want. Okay, so we're going to plug them into our formula. So again, it's important we write our formula first. A, we're saying, is 10, so we're writing 10 squared. B is 23, so it's 23 squared. And C is 25, so I'm going to write 25 squared. Okay, so when we put these into our calculator, 10 squared we know is 100. 23 squared is 529. And 25 squared gives us 625. So now if we come over to the left-hand side of our equation and we take 100 plus 529, we're going to get the amount of 629. And I want you to look, does that equal 625? And no, it does not. So we would say that C does not represent a right triangle. So this brings me to telling you too, when you get to where you're taking geometry, just because a triangle might look like a right triangle doesn't necessarily mean that it is one. So you have to check your sides using the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so make sure that you go back and you prove B and D. I will tell you that when you do B, that you're going to see that no, this one's not a right triangle, so I want you to be able to prove it. And D, you should find out that yes, it is a right triangle.